When an invoice is in a draft state, Fusebill has not yet finalized charges for the customer. There are 4 types of draft invoices: ready, pending, projected, and cancelled. When draft invoices are pending, Fusebill is waiting for you to finish something or take some sort of action. Typically, this means you have draft purchases or a draft subscription sitting on the customer. You may need to finalize a purchase, finalize a subscription, or activate a customer with their subscriptions and purchases. It's important to monitor your pending draft invoices and take action so Fusebill can move your invoices to the next stage. The next type of draft invoice is the ready invoice. This means you've taken that action and Fusebill has generated some charges. The invoice is ready to post. From this state, you'll have a list of charges, and Fusebill is ready to go. It just needs you to push the button. If you have auto post enabled, you'll typically skip this state. The next draft invoice state is the projected invoice. When you have an active subscription on a customer, you'll see their projected invoice, or invoices if they have multiple subscriptions, for the next billing period. Let's navigate a draft invoice through each of the states described and review how to make changes at each state, including the canceled state. From a draft customer, you'll see a draft invoice and a subscription. Click on All Subscriptions and you'll see that your subscription is in the draft state. Navigate back to the customer's dashboard and to Draft Invoices. You'll see that the invoice is specifically in a pending state. Select Details. You'll again see the status and the details of the invoice. The only action you can take from here is to set a payment schedule. Navigate back to your draft invoices and then back to your dashboard. To move your invoice to the next state, activate the customer. You'll then verify if the correct charge is applied. You have the option to activate without auto posting, only activate customer, or activate subscriptions and purchases. The Activate Subscriptions and Purchases option results in the invoice following the account settings for invoice auto posting, whether that's set to on or off. By default, the system is typically set to auto post on. Activate without auto posting will activate the subscription and then move the invoice from a pending to a ready state. When you select that option, your customer's subscription will be activated. You'll see 1 draft invoice and 1 projected invoice. Select Draft Invoice. You'll see the invoice is now in the ready state. Select Details. There are now additional actions you can take, including selecting the charges. Ready invoices are disconnected from the subscription, so any changes to the subscription will not change the invoice at this point. To change a ready invoice, select Edit. Make your changes, select Save, and your changes will show up on the ready invoice. From here, you can also cancel the invoice, set the payment schedule, or post the invoice. If you cancel the invoice, it will be flagged as such. This means you won't be charging the customer for this invoice. If you go back to the customer's invoice list, you'll see the canceled invoice. You can toggle on or off to view your canceled invoices. Navigate back to the customer's dashboard. You'll no longer see the draft invoice. You can always uncancel an invoice by going into the customer's draft invoices, viewing canceled invoices, selecting the details of the invoice, and selecting Uncancel Invoice. This will move it back into a ready state. From here, you can make more changes to the invoice, including single line item changes. Then you can post the invoice. Once posted, the transaction will be applied to the customer's account. The status will change to due, and then you're waiting on payment from the customer. From your customer dashboard, if you have at least 1 active subscription charging your customer on a recurring basis, you'll have a projected invoice. Navigate to Projected Invoice to see your projected invoice for the next billing period. If any of the information on the projected invoice isn't correct based on changes you've made to your subscriptions, select Regenerate Projected Invoice to update. Select Details to see what your customer will be charged next and the estimated posting and due dates. You can review this as a PDF. To edit a projected invoice, you must change the information on the existing subscription. Go back to your customer's dashboard, select Active Subscriptions, select the subscription and then the product you want to change. Make your changes through either the advanced overrides or the quantity. Common things you might change on a projected invoice include the quantity of product or the name of what's displayed on the invoice. For this, navigate to Advanced Overrides and Display. Under Advanced Overrides, you can also edit the underlying pricing, Set up a price uplift schedule, apply discounts to the next invoice, set an expiration date schedule on the subscription or schedule the subscription to start in the future if it's new, and you can set up the earning information. Save your changes. Navigate back to your customer's dashboard, then to projected invoices to see the changes you made applied to their future billing period. Alternately, to edit projected invoices, from your main dashboard, select Invoices, then Draft Invoices. Select the customer ID on the projected invoice you'd like to change. Navigate to their active subscriptions, select the plan related to the invoice you'd like to change. Again, this is where you can make changes to affect the information on your projected invoice and future billing for that customer.